and I am, all right, thank you. And I am an associate of NGYouthSDGs under the YAL program. And today I would be the moderator for this event. If you're excited, you're super pumped, as I am, please send in your emojis or your reactions or the love, because today we are about to have one of the most amazing sessions of our lives. Thank you so much. Thank you all for the love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So today we would be celebrating ourselves as volunteers across the globe. Thank you all for joining. And as we all know, we all have our journeys, we all have our stories that have shaped who we are today. And it is important that once in a while we come together and appreciate ourselves for the good work that we have been doing. So this event today is to celebrate all of us for the incredible and amazing work we have been doing, all the impacts we have been seeing out there. Thank you all for all you have been doing. And as we all know, today we are celebrating every little contribution that all of us have done in our own little way, be it in a rural area, be it in an urban area, across the SDGs that we all focus on. So today, on behalf of everybody around the world, on behalf of NGOs SDGs, we are here today to say thank you to the amazing volunteers. Thank you to everybody that have been putting the work across different fields and sectors to make sure that we achieve the impact that we have been working collectively. So today we are celebrating the power of our collective efforts and to make it known that it is important for us to come together and work together. It is important for us to celebrate our wins and all the contributions. So before we begin this session today, I want to ask a very important question. Please, in your own words, can you tell me what volunteering means to you? In one word, what does volunteering mean to you? And I know all of us here have been volunteering. Can you tell me what volunteering means to you before we begin to like introduce ourselves in the chat? Thank you so much. So I can see Moreni KG says impact. Thank you. Praise says service. Thank you. Andrew says service. I think I share the same spirit with Moreni KG. For me, volunteering means impact. So can we all drop what volunteering means to us in the chat? Thank you, thank you. Rebecca said giving back to the society. Thank you. Chinoye said service before self. Thank you, Chinoye. Abdullahi said contributing. Thank you. Joshua Alade said leadership. Yeah, leadership. Sharon says service to humanity. For Winifred, it means selfless contribution to an impact project. Please, let's keep sending it in the chat box. Let us know what volunteering means to you. All of us seated on this call today, volunteering has shaped our life in one way or the other. So for Abubakar, volunteering means community development. For Favor, volunteering means purpose. For Tena, it means impact. I think impact is like the common word here. And then for Michael, volunteering means touching lives. Thank you all. For Mohammed, volunteering means service. Thank you. For Garba, empowering the world beyond the one you own. Beautiful. Thank you all for sharing. So to all of us here, I think the key word that have stood out here is impact. Now, whatever we have been doing so far, the goal is impact. The goal is to impact our community. The goal is to change the status quo. The goal is to achieve sustainable development. Thank you and thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you all for sharing. So since we all have this idea of what volunteering means to us, we will now further celebrate ourselves and all the amazing, amazing, amazing work we have been doing. And for Kadijat says it's about service to the people that are lucky. Thank you all. Please, can we all clap for ourselves? Give yourselves all the emojis, all the loves, everything. Thank you all for sharing. You all are the best. So before we go into it deeper, please can we all introduce ourselves in the chat box and tell us where you are joining from. So I introduced myself earlier. I said I'm Rosemary from Abuja. So please, can we all drop it in the chat box, your name and where you are joining from, because we have lots of people joining across Nigeria and outside of Nigeria. Thank you so much. I'm seeing Andrew Raff from Abuja. You're welcome, Andrew. Moreni Keji Olaniran from Abuja. Thank you, Moreni Keji. Khadijat is joining from Abuja also. I think lots of Abuja people are on this call. Charity from Abuja, Elizabeth from Jos, thank you for joining. Chinoye from Abuja, Praise from Abuja, and Atairu, Kogi State. Oh, Kogi, welcome. Sylvia, Lagos, welcome, Lagosian. Garba from Sokoto, Abubakar Bauchi. Wow, everybody is here. Hamida from Kaduna, Winifred, Calabar, Anointed, just like everybody is here today representing our different states. Thank you all for joining. It is amazing to have all of us here today and to celebrate all the incredible thing we have been doing across our different states and our communities. So, like I said today, we're going to be celebrating all of us here putting in the work. And it is important to know that from our local level, for us at this stage, our little effort is what takes us to the global stage. I know all of us want to make impacts and affects the entire globe. So from the little efforts we are putting here in our communities, this is what leads to the global impact. And our theme for this session today is local action, global impact. So we want to know what our little effort, what the little things we are doing here, where it can take us, how we're going to go with it, and the impact that we would continue to do with it. So I thank you all again for joining. I see people from Niger State, even from Ondo. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for contributing, and thank you. So to get started with this session today, it is my honor to introduce to us our guest, not our guest speaker though, our very own founder of NG Youth SDGs. He'll be giving us like the opening remark for this session, why we are here today, what we're going to achieve here today. And I know all of us know Mr. Joshua Alade. If you are in Nigeria, if you are a youth volunteer, you should know Mr. Joshua Alade. So if your hands are not too busy, let us celebrate our own, the one that in his own space, he makes sure that those global opportunities that we are looking for gets to us in our doorstep. So if your hands are not too busy, please celebrate and welcome Mr. Joshua Alade. Thank you, thank you. Please, all your emojis, keep it rolling, keep it coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, Mr. Joshua, you have the floor.
All right, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Yesterday was International Volunteers Day, and I hope you were able to celebrate yourself yesterday. And it's not just Volunteers Day, it's not just one day, it's every day. Good morning for everyone. I see people joining from Sokoto, from Delta, Bauchi, Jos, Abuja, Lagos, and from different parts of Nigeria. Thank you for joining. And also thank you for ISEC and Rotaract who is collaborating with us. You know, as I was preparing to give this speech, I was thinking about like, what will I talk about that you guys don't already know? So I took my time to go to the digital wall of impact, and which is really a good space to share what people have been doing while volunteering. And when I was going through, I was seeing people who have started volunteering in 2024, some in 2023, 2022, and it just shows how we are all connected by that single act, giving back to the community. And when Rosemary was asking, she said, what is volunteering? And for me, I wrote down that volunteering is leadership. And the reason why I chose that is because oftentimes it takes a lot of courage to volunteer. It takes a lot of saying, I want to give back, and that's leading yourself. So the first way that we show leadership is when we volunteer, when we give selflessly of our time. when we give selflessly of our skills, when we give selflessly of maybe our money or our material possession. Volunteering is leadership. And I remember how I started volunteering in the church, and volunteering in the church started as an usher, did a lot of things there, standing all through service. I know people would complain and say, oh, why do ushers stand all through service and all that? It's also part of being selfless, making sure people are attentive and just giving back. And then graduated to maybe um, leading some initiative in my own local community in Ogun State where I was living in Abara. And the hallmark for me was during my university days in the University of Lagos. And I remember when in 2013, I went to volunteer with voluntary service overseas under something that they call their International Citizen Service Program. It was for about 90 days. They called it then a journey of a lifetime. And it was that journey that defined me. I was in Kwara State for 90 days, and I was volunteering in a local community in a school called St. Peter's Anglican School. And it wasn't just me, we were 20, 10 Nigerians, 10 UK citizens. And when I was volunteering then, one of the things I did was serve as a teacher assistant. So I was supporting teachers, helping them prepare for their lessons. When they are not in class, I also help manage the class. I was just watching. And then during break time, I try to do some activities for these students. The hallmark, the hallmark for me, pardon my background, the hallmark for me was um when in this same school that I am, my the school did not have a library, but they had lots of books, lots of books stored in the teachers in the principal sorry in the headmistress office. And I was able to garner community members to contribute to turning one of the classroom blocks that were bad, renovating it, turning it into a library to keep these books. And one of the things we realized was that the students that would ordinarily go out to play during break time started using the library as a place to hang out, to read. And that journey was the beginning of my work. Everything that you see with NGYouthSDGs today started in Kwara State in 2013. And it's how that little effort I've taken in education has snowballed into my own personal experience of advocating for decent work for young people, also advocating for policy change with young people being involved. So why am I sharing this story? I'm sharing this story to let you know that oftentimes the things that you do in your local community has the opportunity to springboard into something national. It might just be that little flicker, that little fire. And that's why volunteering is important. I want to wrap it up by saying that I remember in Kwara State then, I was still an undergraduate in the university, and I was speaking to some of my colleagues, and I was like, oh, I would love to go for a master's in the UK. And they're like, oh, it's not possible. Where will you have the money? Even the UK citizens say it's so expensive to go to school there. How would you do it? And it was this reminder. I was like, oh, I'll go to the UK. It was just meeting those UK citizens that made me say, I'll go to the UK because of, and I ended up going for my master's in the UK. It was all expense paid, a scholarship to study in the UK. And look at how everything has started just from volunteering in a local community in Kwara and where it has brought me to. I'm sharing this to let you know that there's enough power in volunteering. When you volunteer, you are not just doing charity. No, you are giving your time. You are giving your purpose. You are giving so much of you. And I'm always saying that it's really very important that we recognize volunteers for the incredible works that they do. At NGYouthSDGs, we created the Youth Activators Lab as a way of providing structure for volunteering. And I'm so happy to see Rosemary. Um, People will be speaking here today are people who have gone through the Youth Activators Lab. It's not just they volunteering for the organization alone. It's also the organization giving back to them. So I want to encourage you as you volunteer, don't just volunteer for volunteering's sake. I would encourage you to make sure, ask yourself, what am I getting from my volunteering? Why am I volunteering? Because there are some things that you should not volunteer anymore. If you have been doing volunteering for malaria, it gets to a point in time whereby you tell yourself, instead of me volunteering for malaria, can I now be the one to organize the drive? So you move from a volunteer to somebody taking the lead. So I'm going to pause here because of our time. Thank you all for listening. Please remember that as a volunteer, you are really very important. Volunteering is not only about the organization, it's also about you. If the organization is not doing well, please move on. As much as you are contributing to them, they also should be contributing to you. So thank you all, and I wish us the very best as this meeting progresses. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joshua. I think when you were speaking, I was just nodding my head because I think the theme for today, you have like used your lived experiences to like explain it for us to really understand. Now, we saw your trajectory from somebody that dreamt, and through volunteering, you got to the level where we are. And I know that most of us on this call, after NYSC, the jobs we are doing today came to us because of volunteering. Now, we know that getting a government job these days is a lot. In fact, to get it, you have to really know the top. But volunteering with the non-profit sector and other organization has paved way for us to get our focus and then get jobs that has really helped us. So thank you so much for sharing. And I think one thing I got here today is that as volunteers, you are very, 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 very important. Now, many times, most organizations or most individuals reduce volunteers to nothing. But today, it is important that we know that we are as important as even the founder of that organization. So thank you so much, and thank you so much for sharing. So, sorry, is Charity on the call? We'll move to the next, which is a spoken word presentation. Okay, we can see Charity on the call. Thank you, Charity, for joining. Smiling, thank you for joining. Yeah. So everybody, we would have Charity do a spoken word presentation for all of us here to listen. Please, can we all celebrate Charity? Charity is someone that I really, really respect and admire because she uses her voice, her skills to drive impact in her own way. Thank you, Charity, for joining and welcome. The floor is yours,
Thank you
please.
so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm really honored to be here today because I'm also a volunteer. So my spoken word piece today will be "We Are Volunteers." That's the title of my spoken word piece, and Charity Kolo is my name. So the title of my spoken word piece is "We Are Volunteers." Ladies and gentlemen, walk with me. Volunteering is a journey, not always sweet as honey, but every step, every stumble is carved for our growth, for our becoming. Every scar we encounter back, igniting the light within us, shaping us into the stars that we were born to be. We are volunteers. We will not let negative words tear us down. We are fearless. No one can make us feel less than we are. We rise with courage, not with fear. Our purpose and passion is crystal clear. We walk with hope. Our hearts beat loud. Our souls stay warm. We shine with grace. We persevere. Our hands may tire, but they will build. With love and service, our spirits are filled. Each act of kindness plants a seed that grows into hope for those in need. Our voices will echo strong and true for justice, for peace, for dreams. We stand for change. We stand for light. We are the beacon of hope in the darkest night. Together we will soar, giving our best. We carry stories within our chest, stories of battles fought, stories of giving our best. The world may doubt us, but we will prove that service is strength and love will move. Journey is long. Our spirits are free. For in serving others, we discover us. We will be us till full. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I think you said something, and I think that's our key takeaway for today. Wherever we go, wherever space we dominate, we will continue to be fearless. Thank you so much, Charity, for that amazing piece. And we are volunteers, and nobody can take our shine. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Charity. So, right here, we're going to move to the panel session for today. And I would have David a
Rosemary,
query. All right.
hold on. Before the panel, can we invite Juliet from UN Volunteers to give a short speech?
All right. All right. Sorry, Juliet, are you on the call? I am trying to. Hi, Juliet. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning, Lee.
Hi, Juliet. Thank you for joining. Thank you for honoring us. Please, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you very much. I'll just maybe start my video. Okay, hold on. Okay. Yeah, good morning. Good morning all. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so thanks for having me. My name is Juliet Uni. I'm the program and administrative assistant with the United Nations Volunteer. And I'm here on behalf of the country coordinator to also join and appreciate you for the good work you are doing. Yeah, so the theme for this meeting, as it's been said, local action, global impact. And it kind of resonates with the theme for International Youth Day, every contribution matters. So it's just to let us know that every act of volunteering, either big or small, formal or informal, it has value and helps make communities stronger. So I know I was asked to talk briefly on what we do as UNV. So I kind of have another meeting now, but I'll quickly briefly talk about it if I'm allowed to do so. Okay, so thank you. So UNV, United Nations Volunteer, we work with different UN agencies where individuals are deployed to assist. And from the word volunteerism, what is volunteering? What does it mean to volunteer? When you put in your all, you put in your strength, your time and everything without expecting anything in return. So that is what we do here at UNV. UNV is administered by UNDP, United Nations Development Program. So all we do is to work with other UN agencies. We have about 25 UN agencies that work with us on this. We have UNICEF, WHO, UNHCR, UNFPA, different agencies. So they get individuals that are willing to work, to put in their time. And these individuals are deployed to different agencies to work. And it's also a great chance, a great opportunity to be a UN personnel. I know most of us would really love to have that opportunity. So UNV gives that opportunity for you to do so. So like I said, it refers to the act of giving your time, your skills, your service voluntarily to contribute to peace and development, global peace and development. So what do we do here in UNV? We have volunteers that engage in education, health, gender, equality, environment, climate, energy, as in different individuals, different walks of life coming together. We even have doctors. We have engineers, we have architects, people in construction, everyone volunteering in one way or the other. So we have global presence around. We have in the Asia, we have in Africa, we have in Europe, we have in different places. And what we do, we contribute in things like supporting elections, promoting youth participation, contributing to healthcare, and like during COVID-19, we had volunteers that were deployed to assist, and we also have also been partnering with the government to assist capacity building, increase community participation. So we do a lot of things as volunteers, UN volunteers, and we have different categories of a UN volunteer. We have national and we have international volunteers. Like I am a national volunteer because I am volunteering here in Nigeria. But right here in Nigeria, we have people from different countries. We have from Korea, we have from France, we have from Sweden, we have from African countries, Uganda, Ghana, Cameroon, all here in Nigeria, volunteering. And it's the same way we have Nigerians outside as well, volunteering. So you can see we have a global presence, like we're a large movement that is all about supporting volunteering. And we have different categories of volunteering in UNV. We have the specialists, we have the experts, we have community volunteers. As a community volunteer, you can be in your community right there and support in whatever way you can. Then we have university volunteers. We have young people that are still in school. They can actually volunteer as well. Then we have youth volunteers, those ones that just graduated, you don't have any work experience yet. You fall under the youth category of volunteerism. So how can you be a UN volunteer? Very simple step. First thing, you go to our website, www.unv.org. Before I go further, I would like to let you know that UNV comes with a lot of benefits. We have benefits as well. I know most times volunteerism, people have this thing in their mind that you can volunteer and it's for free. You're not paid anything, or maybe you are paid stipends and all that. But UNV, we get to pay allowance that supports you monthly. So aside that, you have insurance for your for your dependents. Then you have opportunity for increased learning. We have different things you can also, it creates different platforms and opportunities for you. So like I said, you visit our website, www.unv.org. Then you search for, you create your profile. When you create your profile, you upload your CV, search for the job you want, create your profile in a way that matches with the job opportunities that you want. And you'll be contacted if you're selected. So this is just to briefly talk about how you can be a UN volunteer, but our lines are open in case you want to, maybe for further questions. You can also send the questions through Joshua because I have to quickly get to a meeting now, but I'll be available to answer any question. If there's any question here as well, I can quickly answer it. But like I said, www.unv.org. You go there, you see a lot of job opportunities, Nigerian and outside Nigeria. Just create your profile, upload your CV. And if you're successful, you'll be contacted. Our opportunities are quite competitive. You come for an interview, you're successful, and you'll be contacted. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Juliet Oni. Please, I think we are supposed to be clapping for her and sending in all our loves because she just gave us a very important information here. And I think I see that Mr. Joshua has sent it on the chat. The link is there. So you can click on the link and then it will redirect you where you are going to upload your CV and then register. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for sharing your wealth of knowledge with us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. And right now, we're going to move to the panel session. And David, please, can you hear me? Hi, David, can you hear me? Okay, I think David is having issues with his network, and we're just going to proceed with the panel. So, right now we are moving to the panel session, themed Scaling Local Impact for Global Change, Lessons from Young Volunteers and Community Leaders. And on this panel, we're going to have a representative of ISEC, Yemisi Iyanda. Yemisi, please, are you on the call? Can you hear me? Okay, I can see Olua Yemisi, she's on the call. Yemisi, please, if you're on the call, can you just unmute and tell us hi? Okay, let's see.
Hello, hi. Can
All
you hear
right,
me?
hi. Yes, Yemisi, thank you so much for joining us. And next would be Somto Chukwu Udaya. Somto is a representative of Road. Somto, please, can you hear us?
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Okay, hi, Somto, thank you. And the third person on the list, on this panel, we have all females. Nice. And the third person on our list is our very own YAL champion, Morenikeji Olaniran. Morenikeji, please, can you hear us?
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to be here.
Hi Mo, thank you. Thank you for joining. So we would begin this panel session now. Please, can you just like do a brief introduction, Moreni KG? Can you tell us about yourself and your journey before we begin with the question and answer? Mo, if you're speaking, you're muted. All right, Mo,
Can you
go
hear me
on.
now? Okay, I was trying to unmute, but the host was muting me. Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Moreni KG Olaniro, and I'm so excited to be here. I'm one of the champion for NGYouthSDG and YAO program 2024. I'm a social impact advocate and a researcher. I have a nonprofit organization called Center for Teens Health and Development, where we work with internally displaced persons and underserved communities in Abuja. And our project focus on personal development, skills empowerment, sexual and reproductive health. And I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Hi Mo, thank you so much for the introduction. Yes, I've been fortunate to volunteer and work alongside Moreni KG across different communities and IDP camps here in Abuja. And I think from volunteering with Moreni KG, I've been able to go to different communities I do not know exist in Abuja. So thank you so much, Mo, for the work that you have been doing. So Yemisi, please can you give us like a brief introduction of yourself and the work you do with ISEC? Thank you. Hi, hi Yemisi, can you unmute?
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much. I was having the same problem that Morini Keji was having. So my name is Yamisi, and I'm the head of business development for ISEC in Nigeria. So, ISEC is a youth-run organization dedicated in developing leaders. So we believe that anybody can be a leader, and we believe that anybody has the ability to become leaders. And we do this by developing young persons through challenging environments. We give you an opportunity to make an impact in your community. We strongly also believe that for the world to have peace, we need to understand our different cultures, which is why most of our volunteering opportunities are not just within Nigeria. We try to ensure that, oh, as in Nigeria, you go to Ghana, you go to Benin, you go to another country to volunteer, to work, so that you can properly understand this culture and have an open mind to culture. So that is what I do with ISEC. Thank you.
Thank you, Yemisi, for sharing. So, next would be Somto Chuku Udaya. Hope I pronounced it well. Hi, Somto. If you can hear us, can you unmute and tell us briefly what you do? And afterwards, I'll hand over the mic to David. He would moderate this panel. I just saw that he joined the call. David was having network issues. So, Somto Chuku, please.
Okay. I'm a Rotaractor from the Rotaract Club of Lugbe FHA. So I'm my club admin, and then I usually help in setting our venue for our meetings and then preparing our brochures, our flyers for our meetings, and help send out information regarding what our meeting when our meeting holds.
All right, thank you, Somto, for sharing. So, David, can you unmute and just take over? Hi, David. The network is not allowing David to do that. All right.
Hi, Rosemary. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. Please proceed.
All right. Thank you very much, Rosemary, for that. I apologize in advance, or I apologize for coming in late because my network has issues, and I think that is why I might not be able to continue with the video. But let's get right straight into it. So thank you very much, Moreni KG, for introducing yourself. Thank you very much, Somto, as well, for introducing yourself. Also, thank you very much, Yemisi, for also introducing yourself as well. And thank everybody here for your presence this morning. It's not easy to wake up on a Saturday morning and actually dedicate your time into coming for an event like this. So I applaud you guys on your dedication as well. So going straight into the question, Moreni KG, the first question would be for you. You said you do a lot of volunteering, you do a lot of work, especially with IDP camps and everything. And so I believe this relates to what the idea of carrying out local action within your community and all. So how would you define local action in the context of volunteerism and sustainable development? Hi, Moreni KG, did you get that?
Yes, I got the question. It's just that I was trying to unmute and it was difficult. So thank you, David, for that question. Can you hear me? Okay, when we talk about local action, it refers to community-driven solutions that address immediate needs using local knowledge, local resources, and local leadership. And when go further to talk about volunteerism and sustainable development, it means that we are empowering people within the community to identify their own problem, whether it's poor sanitation, whether it's low school enrollment, whether it's climate change or gender inequality, and to co-create practical interventions that improve their lives. I'm just going to share a short story. When we started the project last year, it was Project Education and Reproductive Health. And we wanted to train them on sexual and reproductive health, and we needed a community to work with. But we also wanted to go to the 6th Area Council in Abuja, and we wanted to visit 16 communities and IDP camp. So because we don't stay everywhere and we needed access to be able to go into those communities, we are able to work with various community youth leader. So we work with one community leader in Gwagwalada who also gave us contact to all area councils in Abuja, and through them we are able to select the communities we intend to use. And after selecting the community, we don't just assume that the project we wanted to do, they need those solutions. We went to those communities to do a baseline assessment where we asked them, what are the problems you are facing? What do you think we can do? Oh, we intend to do this project in this particular aspect. Does this work with the problem you are facing in your communities? And with their feedback, we are able to co-create the project we intend to do, also aligning with the project we initially got the funding for. And with that level of understanding and being taking ownership. Imagine going to a community and just talking to the king and the king mobilizing the men and the women, and they are able to say their mind, you're able to listen and also share from their experience. We're able to co-create the project. And because of that experience, the project had ownership from that community. Even after months of implementing that project and going for the end line assessment, they were eager to share their experiences. They were eager to learn. They were eager to even assist. Some wanted to volunteer. Some wanted to help us carry the load we brought. So wanted to take us to the bus stop so that it would be easy to leave the community. So because of the unity and working with the communities and the youth leader, it was very easy to access those communities. So for me, I think any project we intend to do, we should not just think that the community need our help, we are helping them. No, we should try and hear from them and try to design a project that fits into their particular and peculiar situation and problem. So thank you so much.
Hi, David. Are you still on the call?
Hi,
Hi,
can you
David.
hear me?
All right, we
Yeah,
can.
I can hear you. Yes, I am. All right, thank you, Morani KG. From what you said, you talked about us utilizing local leaders and utilizing local resources to help us to help solve recognizable local issues that goes on in the community around the project, as well as the community even getting ownership over those. So Chukwu, are you on the call?
Yes, I'm on the call. Sorry, I said yes, I'm on the call. I don't know if you can hear me.
All right, Somtochukwu, I will just proceed. David is having like challenges with his network. So, the question for you that would want to like get clarity and know your journey on is how can youth-led volunteer initiatives at the grassroots level contribute meaningfully to global goals like climate action? So we want to know how grassroots initiatives can contribute meaningfully to global goals like climate action.
Okay, youth-led initiatives can only contribute meaningfully to global goals Can we contribute meaningfully to global goals when they stop being shallow or feel good activities and start solving real problems? Most youth projects fail because they chase visibility and not impact. But when young people focus on changing behaviors in homes, schools, and in communities, their influence becomes powerful. This is where global goals like climate action, education, and gender equality are actually won. An example would be a project carried out by my club at the LEA Primary School, Lugbe FHA, where we met with the students and then we spoke to them about their agendas, and then we we did payment of school fees, and then we made learning fun for them. That's it. Youth volunteering fills the gap that, to me, I feel like youth volunteering fills the gap that government and big non-governmental organizations are too slow to reach. Youth volunteers grow into, to me, I feel youth volunteers are our future peacemakers and advocates. Youth groups won't fix global problems alone, but they can push society forward and build people who eventually will build the society.
All right, so Tochukwu, thank you. Thank you for that. Uh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Thank you for sharing and thank you for the work Rotract is doing on that. I think last month, during the work cleanup day, I worked with Rotract actually in Kuchingoro community here in Abuja, and it was amazing to see lots of volunteers come out from their homes to come clean up that community. Now, that is the power of youth-led grassroots community and organizations to drive climate action. And when the volunteers from ISEC came on board and other volunteers came on board, we now saw volunteers from the community joining in. In fact, we didn't need to say much before we saw people from the community. In fact, even old men, fathers, uncles, brothers, all coming in to clean the community and sensitize people on the importance of keeping our community clean and proper waste disposal and how these waste affects our climate. So thank you all for the amazing work you all have been doing. And yes, youth-led grassroots unity initiatives in its own little way can mobilize our communities, individuals to drive climate action. Thank you so much. So next I would be speaking to Oluwayemisi. So, Oluwayemisi, how do we ensure that volunteer opportunities and leadership spaces are inclusive? We know that we are in a society where there is a lot to be done for it to be inclusive. So now, how do we ensure that volunteer opportunities are inclusive to everybody, especially for women, persons with disabilities, and marginalized groups? We all know that most are people living with disabilities or special needs people. Most of them are not included in opportunities and in volunteer spaces. So how do we make our opportunities inclusive for everybody?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. So I think it has to do with intentionality. I think it's about intentionally creating spaces for people. It starts with the opportunities created, the projects created, the people recruited. Every single of these things you need to be intentional about it. So while creating opportunities, you have to take cognizance of who the target audience is, how you want it to include women, how you want it to include people that have disabilities. So if you are creating an opportunity for someone that is disabled, what are the protocols? What needs to be included? Okay, you have to take, okay, their movement. So I want this person to do this and do that. So what do I put in place to ensure that this is seamless and this person is still creating impact? For women, I think it's like from everything that you do, you ensure that, okay, there's a safe space for everybody, not just the people that you feel can do it. I mean, it takes extra effort, takes extra time. I mean, for instance, in ISEC in Nigeria currently, the entire board of presidents are women. So it takes it's because they feel safe to be leaders that they applied to do this and they were heard. So this is about being intentional. Even projects created for volunteers, you have to take cognizance of these people as well. So this is my answer to the question.
All right, thank you so much, Yemisi. Honestly, we cannot achieve what we want to achieve if our society, our projects are not as inclusive for everybody. So thank you for the amazing work ISEC is doing. So we are running out of time, so I would just give everybody 1 minute each for your final questions and feedback. So in 1 minute, can you just tell us if you have one word or a sentence or anything you want to say to volunteers around the world today, volunteers in the rural areas, in the communities, anywhere? What would you like to say to volunteers across the globe today? What words of advice or encouragement do you have to tell volunteers all over the world? Anybody, Moreni KG, you may want to go first if you want to.
Oh, thank you, Rosemary, for that question. So I have a lot to say to volunteers, but I will just make it brief. I want to tell every volunteer that you're not alone. I know sometimes you feel that I'm putting in all the work, is the founder that is getting all the awards, all the face, all the visibility. I just want you to know that just keep doing it. And you don't necessarily have to have an organization to be great or to do incredible things. You can volunteer your time and also you will be seen and you are putting in your best. I also want to say that I know sometimes can be discouraging that, oh, I need money, it's money I need, or why am I have my own problems. So what's concern me with somebody else's problem? I just want you to know that don't give up. Don't give up. Good thing takes time, and also try to build skills and try to build expertise while you're at it. And for those people, those volunteering on Discord, I will go for outreach, but I will not post pictures so that people will not follow the organization. You are doing yourself. So if you go for an event, you're a volunteer, please post the organization, even if you're not the founder, because I think my first two awards and grant was from volunteering experience. So post, try to push that issue, that social issue that you're so passionate about. Post about it, because your contact might have the person that is going to fund the next project. Your contact might just be the next person that is going to donate to that cause. So you are not doing it for the foundation, you are doing it for humanity. So thank you so much. And don't stop believing in yourself.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Moreni KG. I think I want to continue to listen to you speak. Give us all the motivations and everything. Thank you so much. And I think one thing I just picked here and I want to also reiterate is own your work as a volunteer. Anything you're doing out there, own your work, blow your trumpet, let the world know that this is the amazing work you are doing, and help would come, and that would get you to the global stage you want to get. Thank you so much. So hi MEC, you can unmute, please.
Okay, sorry. I think I lost you for a bit, but my last words to volunteer is to keep trying. Don't ever stop trying. Change is not easy. Change is very uncomfortable. Trying to do more is uncomfortable. It's always very hard to make an impact in the society, but don't stop trying, and don't think about, oh, who is seeing me, who is not seeing me, or how you feel about it. I just keep trying everything, even when you feel down, even when you feel sad, just try in the littlest ways, in the littlest ways possible. Just keep trying. And I think that will make an impact or make a huge change in your volunteering experience. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Yemisi. So don't give up. And I think the tagline here is in this place, we don't give up. So we'll continue to go all out. We'll continue to clock it. We'll continue to be outside. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Yemisi. So Som Tochukwu, please, you're next.
Okay, so for me, I'll just say it's all about intentionality. You have to be intentional about what you're doing and you want what you want to do for other people, because you cannot help people if you don't have it in mind, or if you're doing it for clout. Mm, to me, volunteering is an act of service. You don't just, like what Yemisi said, you don't give up. You just keep moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Som Tochukwu. So everybody take your notepad and write it down. You don't give up here. You keep putting in the work. You keep going forward. Thank you so much, Moreni KG. Thank you, Yemisi. Thank you, Som Tochukwu. I think we had a lot of insights from these conversations. And we're going to thank you all, and you'll hear from us because we're not giving up here. Thank you so much. And we're going to move to the next speaker. Thank you so much. Please, everybody, can we all just send in our emojis and all our applause? And thank you, thank you, thank you. So, yes, our next speaker has been on the call. Her name is Monica Alcantara. I hope I did not murder the name. Thank you so much. So, she would be speaking on global citizenship in action, lessons from volunteering across communities. So everybody, please can we welcome on board Monica to the stage. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Um, Hold on. Okay, so can you all hear me now? Yay, awesome. So hi everyone. I'm Monica, but you can call me Nika. I'm speaking to you guys all the way from Brazil, and I'm super thankful to be here. So once again, thank you for having me. I think what I have to share is my last experience with FAI. I was a UNV volunteer over this last year with them. I was the coordinator and manager and management for social media. And it was a very challenging work to be there, just to work with a global team. So we were all from different countries in different time zones. And we all had the same goal to do a great strategy for the same organization. And another thing that for us was also challenging was the cultural part. And don't hear that as a bad thing, but understand that we are all coming from different cultures. So I am from Brazil, which is completely different from your culture, which is also completely different from the other team's culture. So I had people from Iran, I had people from Korea, I had people from Canada. So we all came from different cultures. And it's important to understand that that difference, it's also a strength. So it's also a way for us to sit back and listen to each other. So to see what different perspectives we can bring to this project, how can we help FAI, and how can we help UC to achieve her goal on social media. So I think this was one of our greatest challenges, not as a bad thing, but if you all think about it, like even within our own country, we have different cultures. So working with FAI that is located in Abuja, I learned a lot about Nigeria because you all have different cultures within your own country. So how do we communicate with people from different countries that speak different languages, that learn about the same topic in a different way? So working with them, I was the project leader, so I had to create a strategy. I had to determined what we are going to do on each social media and how we would communicate with each other, and how we would connect with the Nigerian communities. That was one of our first goal. And at the same time, how would we bring supporters, how we can find people to support our cause as well. So we had those challenges for FAI and social media, and we act on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, that is now X. So sorry, I'm a millennial, so Twitter will always be Twitter for me. So I don't care. So yeah, so we had all of that, so all of those challenges, but it was super enlightening in a way that, as I've said to my team and I tell everyone, it's to see that it's a much bigger world than my world, because I learned that a lot of problems that is happening in Nigeria are no longer happen in Brazil. So it's for me, it's horrible to see that are some people still going through certain things that I'm like, no, we should not be having this, like, and no one should have been having problems with sanitation or with no water access, because those are things that not that we don't have in Brazil, but it's not something that it's an issue, a government issue, So I also felt good to be able to help, to create a strong strategy to support the organization, So it's good to give back, even though I wasn't there physically. I was able to help them online with the knowledge that I have. And this is also a good part of this global internet thing. We can always help each other, even when we are not physically in the country. So I think that's it. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, I would love to answer it.
Hi, Monica. Thank you so much for sharing. And yeah, truly, there's strength in our differences. So you wouldn't know until you meet people from different parts of the world and different communities that have issues that you don't know about. So it's only through volunteering and co-creation then you understand that, okay, this is it and this is the way forward. So thank you, Monica, for sharing your experiences with us. And yes, we have our own diverse challenges here, and hopefully we would become like Brazil someday. Thank you. So if you have your questions, please, you can share it in the chat box and we would direct it to the speaker to respond. Thank you. And thank you so much, Monica. Thank you for joining us and thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
So next, before we move to the next session, I want us to do a little bit of an activity. Everybody, if you're on the call, please, I want us all to join in this activity. So I would say something and you will raise your hand or send an emoji or raise your hand in the chat box if it relates to you. So are we all ready? Please, if you're ready, can you send in your emoji so I know all of us are ready for this activity? Okay. Thank you. So now, raise your hand if you volunteered at least once this year across any community, across any project. Raise up your hand if you volunteered this year. Let's go. Let me see. Okay, so Joshua, Somto, Chinoye, Andrew, Simon, Simeon, Moreni KG, everybody. Okay, thank you. All of us here are doing great jobs. Let me see. Everybody's hand is up. Except Abubakar. Why? Rebecca. Why? Okay, thank you. Favor, thank you. Sadiq, thank you. David, thank you. All right, let's move to the next question. Uh, Raise your hand if volunteering has changed the way you see your community. Please, let's see. Raise your hand if volunteering has changed the way you see your community. Okay. Thank you all. I think all of us here have had our own mindset shift. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, Sadiq, thank you. You raise your hand this time. So next would be raise your hand if you've ever made a friend through volunteering. If you've met somebody that has inspired you through volunteering and that person has become a friend. Okay, thank you. We are all connecting, meeting people with shared visions. Thank you, Chinoye. Thank you, David. Okay. Thank you, Winifred, Rebecca. Okay, let's go. Raise your hand if volunteering has gotten you a job or global internship. Let's see. If volunteering has gotten you a job, okay. Moreni KG, thank you. All of us, Michael, Winifred. Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nice. I see that all of us, volunteering is doing a lot for all of us. So, last question is raise your hand. Let me see. If volunteering has taught you a skill you now use in your daily life. Has volunteering taught you something you have used in your daily life? Please raise up your hand if volunteering has taught you a skill. Okay, okay, okay. My hands are also up. Okay, okay. Thank you. I see that all of us, our lives are changing through volunteering. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And lastly, my last question would be raise your hand if someone has inspired you through volunteering. Has anybody inspired you through volunteering? Have you met mentors? Have you met people that have shaped your life and your careers through volunteering? Please let me see your hands. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. My hands are also up because in fact on this call I have so many persons that inspire me every day. So thank you all. Thank you so much. Please, you can now drop your hands. Now, this activity is just to measure our journey so far. What has volunteering done for us? And if we're happy to be volunteers. And I think the last question I was supposed to ask that I did not ask, raise your hand if you are a happy volunteer. If you are happy being a volunteer and you would continue to be a volunteer for the rest of your life. Oh my God, thank you all. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Amazing people on the call. Thank you all. Thank you all for sharing. So we would move to the second to the last activity on our agenda, which will be moderated by Paulina. Paulina, please, are you on the call? Before we would check the chat box for our questions. So if you have questions, please drop them in the chat. Paulina, please, are you on this call? All right, thank you. So, Paulina would moderate the session on experience sharing as volunteers. So, Paulina, please proceed.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, probably I'll share my video later. Good afternoon, everyone. Well done, Rosemary, for a perfect job. Thank you. Thank you all. To keep the floor rolling, we'll be going to our next segment, which is experience. We're sharing different experiences as a volunteer. And personally, to me, volunteering is something that it's a passion for me. And if you knew the word volunteer, I've already started volunteering right from my primary secondary school. Just a little out of probably looking after a class for a teacher, or just volunteering to do something that I don't even know that I'm actually volunteering. Then getting to know that this is actually, me giving out my skill, giving out my time to contribute to community growth and also to community development subconsciously. So I got to know that, okay, I've actually started volunteering, but I don't know. So going into university, I think that's when I ventured into it fully. Volunteer with different organizations, not being paid. I wasn't paid a dime, and it's something that has built me, has shaped me into who I've become today, and also being a major team member in York Center for Sustainable Development. We founded it in school, actually, a group of friends. So it's an organization also that creates social impact. So volunteering is a game changer for me. I want to bore us with that because we have two persons that will share their experience. We have two persons that are going to share their experience and also to give us, to tell us how has it been being a volunteer. So I would like to call on the first person, which is Alex from ISEC. He's from Ghana. So I don't know if you are here, Alex. Could come up and
I am
share
super,
your
super
experience.
here.
Okay, good. So over to you. Thank you. You have 5 minutes, please.
Okay, that's fine. Good morning, everyone. I am Alex from Ghana. I believe you can hear me very well, right? You can hear me, right? Okay. So I'm Alex from Ghana. I'm the current HR manager of ISEC in Ghana. I went on an exchange. I mean, I wanted to speak briefly about ISEC, but then Yemisi from Nigeria has already spoken about ISEC, so I don't want to talk about it again. So I went for an exchange to Cote d'Ivoire this year. That was around May. And in ISEC, we have a lot of projects for every sustainable development goal. So for me, I'm really interested in climate change. I run an organization called Green Earth for Humanity, and all our actions are towards contributing towards ameliorating the effects of climate change. So we have, climate change is SDG 13. So we have in ISEC, we have a project for that called Green Leaders. So that's the project I went on, Green Leaders. Now, imagine working in a foreign land. I mean, it was my first time going to Cote d'Ivoire, and they speak French, and I speak English. So in my head, I was like, how can I make this thing work? So I went, and I mean, aside the whole impact I wanted to make, I also wanted to really improve upon my French. So whilst I was there, I used to, engage others to ensure that I'm also helping, I'm also improving when it comes to my French speaking. So through that, I was really able to engage with the locals there. So work on a lot of projects. We worked on tree planting projects. We worked on advocacy programs. We worked on awareness creation. We visited this natural, I think it is the second largest forest reserve in the world called Banco in Cote d'Ivoire. We also visited this place. We spoke in several spaces, just, educating people, letting them know that these actions of yours are what is causing the climate not to be better. And if we should change, then things will be better. So because I really didn't want the language to be an issue, I really tried my best to also learn their language, French, so that I can really integrate with them. So I want to flex un peu, je parle un peu français maintenant pour le moment parce que tu connais que j'ai formé, mais si tu ne peux pas bien parler la langue de quelqu'un, c'est difficile d'être intégré avec les gens, tu vois. Yeah, so I mean, because I was there and because I really wanted to improve myself and all that, so I also tried to learn some French, and it really helped. And yeah, so I had a chance to really challenge myself. And if I say challenge myself, imagine working in a foreign land, leading teams, and I mean, language becomes an issue. So how do you work on it? But then one thing I like about this project that I worked on was that climate change is not a local problem. Neither is it a national problem. It's a global problem. So everyone, everywhere should be able to be involved in helping solve this problem. So we shouldn't let language or
Okay. I think his network is having issue with his network. Alex, are you still there? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello,
please.
Rosemary, can you?
Yes, we can hear you. I think his network kicked him out. Maybe we would proceed and yeah.
Wow, okay. So it's actually inspiring listening to him, seeing how he has gotten international opportunities through volunteering. That is what volunteering will do for any individual if you keep up with it. Like you said, you have to love what you are doing. You have to be passionate about what you are doing. And hearing from Alex, that even pushed him to start learning French. And he spoke a little of French to us. Yes, that was inspiring, and I believe we learned from what he said. Next, we'll be reaching out to Abraham from Rotary Group. I don't know if you are here, Abraham. Would come up and give us your experience as a volunteer. Over to you, Abraham.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Abraham Tina. I'm from the Rotary Club of Lugbe FHA. I don't know what it means to other people, but I think before the moderator said something, she said if she started being a volunteer before she even understood what she was doing, and I think I've been doing that equally. So one thing that actually stand up for me is before you be a volunteer, you have to be a kind person to be able to volunteer, because most of the volunteering comes maybe when at times when you are down, and when you are actually looking out for something that will make you feel relaxed a bit, and there are little or no benefits when you are volunteering. So the first experience I had outside my home and my family was being an enumerator with MDGs. I come from Benue State. I'm from Taka local government in Benue State. So after my secondary school, my father was the desk officer of MDGs then in my local government. So one fateful afternoon, my father just called that I'm good with gadgets and all of those things. So there's somebody coming from the capital, and she's doing enumeration. She's working in partnership. She has an NGO. I think it was community links, and so she was doing a partnership with MDGs then. So they say she's doing enumeration. She wanted to get the facilities like hospitals, schools, boreholes in our community. In fact, she was trying to get all this information across Benue State. So it was a ton of my local government, in which my father was the desk officer of NDGs then. So my father called her, she joined in. They gave me a phone, and then they assigned me to a bike man that took me around my local government. I was surprised to see places like that exist in my local government. They gave me a list of all those facilities. I went there, used GPS to take pictures of that and then upload to them. So it was actually a rewarding experience for me. Even though the pay was small, I really enjoyed it because it was something I did after my secondary school, and it quite looked very professional. So I enjoyed that part of being a volunteer. And then people I get to meet at the hospital, share hear their own experience, and how government have been helpful, and how private individuals have been coming to help sort out so many things, and some of them even showed me the blogs that were donated by private individuals. So it was like it's something very encouraging for me, and I come to an understanding that even as a private individual you can be able to give back to your community. So I think that was my first experience being a volunteer. And then the second one happened when I got to the university, and I saw Rotaractors from the Rotary Club of Federal University of Agriculture Makodi. I saw them. I did not understand at first what they were doing, but I just take a step closer to see what they were doing, and I understand that they were simply just about giving back to the society, being able to contribute even within school, like cleaning hostels, being able to pay school fees for so many students that were underprivileged, and so many other community projects. Like the other time, we went to clean the VC's house, and it was actually amazing. So all of these things happened because I took a step to be able to volunteer. So now, basically, I think before you volunteer, I think it's actually cool to be able to identify your own area of focus. Maybe you want to volunteer in the aspect of education. You want to be. I think somebody made a comment that she paid school fees for 40 students. So you can just identify where you want to work, and it will be efficient for you. You can decide to be helpful. You can randomly go to any school, and not something big. You can randomly go to any school and take them in any subject, and give any learning material that might be helpful. Some is a medical field. Some is just accident emergencies. There's one man in my capital. What he does is that he convey accident victims to clinic, pay for their bills, and the state government will help him sort it out later. I don't know how they do it, but he has a pickup van for that. I encountered him, it was in my 500 level when I went to do painting. Then he came and he was saying, this is how he works is he will just be going around town to see if there are any accident victim. Now you know when there is any accident, you see that people will just come and gather to do it. Some will not even provide help and all of those things. So him, what he does is that he will just come and convey the victim to the clinic. They will make sure they are properly taken care of, and then they will contact the relative to do whatever they want to do and all of those things. So I think people volunteer in very little way, in anyhow they can, and waiting they find joy in doing. So you need to identify your own area of focus to be able to volunteer and be more effective. And then you start locally. Personally, I started locally too. Though I'm not going international, but where I started with community interior villages, even with the stress and all of this, but I was able to see at least my community. I was able to see my local government inside my community, and then I was able to see the kind of water they drink. Some of them drink from borehole and all of those things. I was able to see let me see the health facility and how I can send those information back to the MDGs so that they can improve on that. So
Well, thank you so much.
another is
Thank
okay. I
you
think
so
I'm
much.
talking. I just need to run it. So
Thank you so
being
much.
a volunteer, you need to get a skill. Being a volunteer, you need to get all your international passport ready for any opportunities that will come. You need to get so many basic things. So I think for me that is just it. Yeah. So thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Wow.
Thank you so much for
Thank
sharing.
Mm.
you very much, Abraham. Thank you very much. You have a lot to say, and we have really learned a
Mm.
lot from everything you say. And also being a volunteer, also it's actually like you said, it actually provide platform for you to be known and also to be recognized. Your work will be recognized both locally and internationally. Thank you very much. I hand over to Rosemary. Thank you. Because of our time.
All right, Paulina, thank you so much for moderating. Okay, Monica, your hand is up. You want to share? All right, just a
Yeah.
minute. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no, sorry. No, just something that I've been answered everyone here in the chat. I have been engaging with people, and I know some of the issues that you guys are bringing is the financial support that some of you guys are looking for. I know that some of you guys are here for looking for financial support, and I know it's super important for all of us to have that financial support when you are trying to help an organization. I think that all of you guys must have in mind that financial support, there is only much that we can offer. So, and especially when we are volunteering and we are working, if you are if you are looking for financial support, it's also important that is only much one organization can do for you. So if you're looking for people to help you, keep in mind to have a clear idea of what you're looking for. So when you're looking for support, you have a clear idea of what you're looking for. So let me put my hand down. So if you're looking for financial support, like what exactly are you looking for? Have a specific goal. So I need support to build proper bathroom. So that's what I exactly need, because there's only much organizations can offer you. And also keep in mind that although we don't like you to hear it, but that's the reality. There's we are always competing in a way of like, because we cannot not help everyone at the same time. So there will be times that one organization will help you, and there are other times that they will be helping others. So don't feel bad if they don't help you at the correct time. And another way for you to also volunteer is actually help working with your community. So find people in your community that are wanting to help you. They're buying your project and your goals. I'm just saying this because I've been talking to people here on the chat, and I know finances is something that it's really is really important to everyone. So just to keep that in mind, okay? And if you're looking for UNV support, like on like UN, once again, there's only much that we can offer, only much that UN can offer you guys. So that's what I want to say. So that's also just because I think it can help everyone with that. So thank you.
Thank you, Monica, for giving clarity on that. I think everybody understands that, yes, there is little that can be done, and in our own individual way, we can just continue to do the work until the support and help we need come. So, thank you all for sharing. Thank you all for engaging. I don't know for anybody, but for me, it has been an engaging session, an inspiring session, listening to all the stories and all the feedbacks from all of us here. And before we call it a day, I would just want to share something with all of us that I think is important. While everybody was sharing their own stories, their journey, I remembered my journey, and I want to say that yes, as volunteers, our eyes should be away from money when starting. And when I finished from university,
Okay. I think Rosemary is having issues with internet. Hi everyone, can you hear me? Awesome, awesome. Just drop a reaction if you can hear me. Okay, cool. I think Rosemary is having issues with the internet, so I'll just continue from here. It has been an amazing experience here so far. Um, we've heard from amazing speakers. We've heard a lot of beautiful experiences. If everyone is given the opportunity to share their volunteering experience, we would not be living here today. So very quickly, before we round up today's event, it'd be very nice we take a group photo. So wherever you're joining us from, can you turn on your video for just the next 1-2 minutes? Yeah, next 1-2 minutes. Turn on your video. Let's take a group photo before we move. Awesome. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. Yes, I can see very amazing faces. Yeah, taking photos. All right, so I believe we have had an amazing um experience so far. Uh Kindly make post about this event, tag NGYouthSDG, share your volunteering experience and tag us, tell your story, tell us what you learned from today's event, and follow us on all our social media platforms on at NGYouthSDG on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. Yeah, it's been an amazing experience, guys. Thank you very much for joining us for IVD 2025. See you IVD 2026. Yeah, thank you very much. Happy International Volunteers Day again.